Mr. Johnson, your gate is in violation of Section 4, subsection B regarding exterior maintenance.
The gate? I just painted that last month.
She pointed at my grandfather's iron gate and said, "You don't own this." That was the moment I knew. I wasn't dealing with an HOA problem. I was dealing with a war. I was standing right in front of my grandfather's old iron gate, the same gate that had guarded our land since 1963. Sunlight was bouncing off the metal bars, and for a moment, everything felt peaceful until she walked up, and the first words out of her mouth shattered that peace. She pointed straight at the gate like it was some kind of crime scene. Clipboard in hand, stern face, no greeting. "You don't own this gate," she declared. I froze. My heart dropped. I'd lived here my whole life. How could she say something this absurd? I tried to explain. My family built that gate before the HOA even existed. But she didn't blink. She just tightened her lips and repeated the same line like a broken robot. At that moment, I realized this wasn't a conversation. It was a setup. Then she tapped her clipboard and said she was issuing me a violation right there on my own property. I felt my stomach twist. Violated? For a gate my grandfather welded with his own hands? I took a deep breath and tried staying calm, but she kept pushing, telling me to remove the gate within 7 days. 7 days for something that had stood here for 60 years. That's when anger started bubbling inside me. Her tone kept getting sharper. Mine kept getting colder. And then she said it, the line that flipped the switch inside me. "You don't own this." That's when I finally understood. This wasn't confusion. This was an attack. I knew right then, this wasn't ending here. My grandfather built that gate. My father kept it standing, and now it was my turn to protect it. If she wanted a fight, she had just declared one. The moment she walked away, I headed straight inside. My hands were shaking, half from anger, half from disbelief. I opened my father's old drawer, the one he kept locked for years, and dug through dusty folders until I found it. The original land papers from 1963. There it was. My grandfather's signature, the map of the property, and clear proof that the gate stood on land we owned long before the HOA ever existed. I felt this sudden wave of pride, like my family was standing right there beside me. I emailed the HOA requesting a formal meeting. They replied instantly, almost too fast, telling me to bring any evidence I believed I had. Evidence? As if my family's history was just a suggestion. The day of the meeting, I walked in with the documents tucked under my arm. The sun was bright, the sidewalks were clean, but my heart was pounding. Every step felt like I was carrying the weight of my entire family's legacy. Inside, the board sat in a neat row, Brenda in the middle with her arms crossed. She didn't even say hello. She just said, "Show us what you think you own." Her arrogance filled the room like humidity. I set the documents on the table. The room went silent. They leaned in, studying every detail, and I watched Brenda's face drain of confidence. She realized the gate wasn't hers to control, threaten, or touch. One board member cleared his throat and said quietly, "He's right." Another said, "This predates the HOA." Brenda's fake authority finally cracked. She tried arguing, but her voice shook because she knew the fight was over. They voted right there. The violation was canceled. The gate was officially acknowledged as mine. Not because of her permission, but because the truth was stronger than her ego. When I stepped outside, the sun felt warmer than before. My grandfather's gate, our gate, stood proudly in the distance. I didn't just win against the HOA, I defended my family's legacy. They thought they could bully me. They thought they could take what wasn't theirs. But a gate built in 1963 doesn't bow to a clipboard. It stands. And so did I.